Alright guys, you're going to hear some background noise in this video because I'm shooting it with my phone and I'm driving, so if you don't want to deal with that the whole time, just click away from the video right now, because it's not going to get any better. It's going to get worse as soon as I get on the highway. And if you don't like that the video's up and down, you can click off the video, because you're sitting in my cup holder right now, so that's where you're going to be this entire trip. So what I'm going to talk about today is what I did today at the casino, which was nothing. So I was back in high limits today. It's Saturday. College football's going on. I had 3 football games I could watch on the TVs right in front of me, so I'm glad nobody was at my tables. All day today, I dealt a total of 6 to 7 hands, maybe 1 deck of cards. And the guy lost $200 and he was upset about it. So I'm at a $50 table, back in high limits. $50 minimum, $2,000 maximum. Guy buys in for $200. So if he loses every hand, betting table minimum, he's got 4 hands. So I don't know what the hell he was expecting to do with that. Maybe he should have went and sat at a $10 table or a $5 table. So this guy sits down, wins the first 2 hands. So he's up 50% on his money right away. He should probably leave, because I don't know how much you plan to win with $200 at a $50 table. But it should be nothing, because you're playing a game that's not in your favor. So the guy won the first 2 hands. He turned his $200 into $300. And then, since he won the first 2 hands, you have to up your bet, because that's how blackjack players work. So he bets $100 and he loses it. So now he's back down to even. He bets $50, loses it, bets $50, loses it, now he's down to $100, bets $50 and he wins it, so now he's back up to $150, and so then he bets $150 because, he won a hand, so he's probably going to win the next hand, because that's how you guys think, and he loses it, and he's like, oh, Jesus, he goes, that lasted all of about 3 minutes, and I'm like, yep, have a nice night, thank you for having the best days. So that was that. And then I sat there for a long time, and some kid came in and he bought in at the table next to me for $3,600, and he asked for 4 purple and 16 black. So that's 4 $500 chips and 16 $100 chips, $3,600. Well, he won the first 2 hands. He was playing 2 hands at a time, so I guess he won the first 4 hands he played, and he was up $2,000 at that point. Probably should have left. I like to watch the tables next to me when I'm standing there doing nothing, and after the first 2 hands that he had, the count was negative, I think it was 9 at that point, negative 9 I think. So, that's a lot of face cards out on the first 2 hands. Next hand he lost, got more negative. I think it was negative 12 or 13. And then, he gets in the situation that everybody hopes they get in. He's got 2 11s versus the dealer's 6. But I just told you the count was super negative, so obviously he's going to get a bunch of low cards. Ends up losing $2,000 on that hand, because he was betting $500 and he doubled down on both of them, and the dealer made a hand while he was sitting there with 15 and 16, I think, or 14 and 16, something like that, which is where counting cards comes in handy. Any card counter that's going to sit down at a table, he's going to bet the table minimum for the beginning of the shoe to begin with, but if he's betting the table minimum and he sees, 15 face cards out in the first couple hands, he's probably going to get up and leave. He's not going to sit there and wait it out for a good... Now, these are running counts, so they're not the true counts. But still, that's a pretty bad shoe. You probably want to get up and go find another one. Anywho, this kid ended up reaching in his pocket, and he lost $10,000 in 18 minutes. Didn't complain, said thanks, and he walked out. That's the type of players we like. Not the players that lose, but the players that don't get all pissed off. That kid just lost $10,000. He didn't care. Maybe he's a trust fund baby, or maybe he's got some pot business going on. I don't know what he does, but I've never seen him before. And he had $10,000 fresh bankroll, and he lost it in 18 minutes. Most people, it takes fucking 5-6 months to make $20,000 or $10,000. So, yeah. I wish I had more stories for you, but I only had the one player, and the other guy at the high limit only had two players, a kid that lost 10 grand and a kid that lost, or an older guy that lost $500. So his table was up 10-5 overall for the day. My table was up $200. Combined, back in high limits, we have a baccarat table and two blackjack tables that were open. Combined toke drops, which are tips, was $0. The casino pays me $5.74 an hour. So good thing we split tips, because today I didn't make my share of the tips at all today. But that happens. Some days you'll make $100, $200, $500, $1,500. I've had a guy tip me $3,600 before, and he ended up leaving a loser. It happens. But that's the thing that most people don't realize when they see the same dealers at the casinos over and over and over and over. They think that the casino pays us a good wage. In reality, the casino pays us below minimum wage, or minimum wage for whatever, like a cocktail server or whatever makes, because most of our paycheck come from tips. So the casino pays me $5.74 an hour. My paychecks are usually between $16 to $22 an hour after they do the toke rates, and we split them for days, swings, and graves for 2-week time periods. So days just don't keep days. People who work the weekends don't just keep the weekends. They take the entire 2 weeks, split it up exactly even based on the amount of hours that you worked across all 3 shifts. So that's another reason why we don't care to hear your problems. If you're not winning, you're not tipping for the most part, and we don't want you there. And if you're winning and not tipping, I really don't want you there. Because if you're not tipping me, I want the casino to win. And that's only because I want the best entrance for my pocketbook. And if you're not paying me, then the casino's paying me, and I want the casino to make more money to pay me more. If you're paying me a couple bucks here and there, then I don't care if you take the casino for $100 grand that day. But if you're not, the casino does offer good benefits. They offer a lot of time off, good health care, dental, vision, and all that. So if you're winning and not tipping, I want you to lose and leave. And if you're losing and not tipping, I want you to lose and leave. If you're there and you're throwing me a couple bucks here and there, then you can stay around. And I really want you to leave if you threaten to tip me if I would let you win. Like I have any fucking control over that. I don't. I just assume you win for the most part, but if you're not tipping, then again, I don't care. Now there's a guy that comes in fairly regularly, and he wins every so often, and he always threatens to tip me, and it pisses me off. Tipping's my favorite thing to do. Tipping's my favorite thing to do, but I can't do it if I'm losing. Well, guy whose name I'm not going to say, even when you win, you don't tip me. And I've told him that before, and I was like, I don't believe you because I've seen you win and not tip. And he got super offended because I called him out in front of a table that had 5 or 6 people on it. But don't just sit there and be like, oh, tipping's my favorite thing to do, Bobby. No, it's not, Tim. I've seen you play, and you suck, and you don't tip, so stop coming in. We have this old lady. She's an old Asian lady, and surprisingly, she doesn't play baccarat. She comes and plays Ultimate Texas Hold'em. The luckiest lady in the world, nicest lady in the world, always pleasant at the table, never tips. I just assume that seat be empty, because it doesn't benefit me to have her sitting there, and that's just taking up a seat of a potential tipper. So a lot of the other dealers, they like her, and I'm just confused. I like who puts money in my pocket. I don't go to the casino to make friends with people. I go there for a paycheck. So yeah, Check back in tomorrow. I have to work tomorrow. I'm hoping to be back in high limits again for the NFL so I can watch my FanDuel lineups. But if not, I'll have better stories for you. If you stuck it out this long, you're a trooper.